What is going on, my friends? My name's CorruptYT, and it's time to talk about Zap Lalo at Town Hall 12. We're going to explain everything that you need to know about Zap Lavaloon in this video, from learning the lightning spells, the Sui Hero, and even talking about the Lavaloon portion. If you guys are interested in seeing more Town Hall 12 content here on the channel, make sure that you're subscribed and ringing the notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my educational Clash of Clans content. But without further ado, let's get started. So, Zap Lavaloon here at Town Hall 12. What do you need to know about this attack strategy? Well, remember, this attack strategy is Lavaloon. It's a very difficult strategy to master, but it's definitely something to watch, to really get involved with. Lavaloon is very strong, so you want to make sure that you're watching through the entire video because it's going to give you guys the best tips and tricks necessary to earn triples with the Zap Lalo. So, the first basic thing that you really need to know is what should you be using your lightning spells on. This right here is a prime example of using your lightning spells in a good spot. By using them on top of the Queen, Clan Castle, and Eagle Artillery, you're going to be able to take these buildings or these enemy things down. So the main thing that you want to make sure that you're doing though is waiting for the Queen to get right in between. Since she goes around her altar, you want to make sure, though, that you can zap the Queen, Clan Castle, and Eagle away by making sure that she stays in that exact spot. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. Now, before we actually move on with this, I want you guys to take a look on screen. You'll see the number of lightning spells that you need for each and every defense in the game. Whether you be a Town Hall 10, 11, 12, or 13, this is going to help you guys. So this is definitely a chart that I would suggest really maybe screenshotting, sharing with your clanmates. It's just a good way to remember the number of lightning spells that you need, especially for those of you at Town Hall 12. So make sure that you guys are saving that as a screenshot. It's definitely going to help you guys a lot. Now, when you guys are doing this, make sure that you're getting good value from your lightning spells. This is either going to help you get rid of the Town Hall with the Sui Hero, or this is going to help you create pathing. And you might hear that quite a bit in this video, but it is a very important thing. So what I want you guys to really keep an eye out on is using the lightning spells on top of the Clan Castle and the Eagle Artillery along with the Queen. Notice how we use two of them just to make sure that we're seeing any sort of, we're just using it as a test. Then we're going to use the Earthquake spell in order to make sure that we're able to sort of get some really good value from the Earthquake. Once that Queen already makes her way back over to the Eagle, in between the Eagle and the Clan Castle, we're just going to drop the rest of the lightning spells. Now, while this is going on, you can definitely wait until she gets right in between again and then start sending in your Sui, or you can actually send your Sui in before that. So we've got an Ice Golem here to tank for the Queen, and we'll send in another one to tank for the Queen just as a second one, as this one is kind of losing health. So that is the reason why we're bringing two Ice Golems in this case. We're also using it to kind of protect the King from any of the damage as well, in order to make sure that he's able to create some good pathing for our Queen to move in and get some value. So remember that you're not dealing with the Clan Castle. You would deal with it with a poison, but otherwise you're not going to deal with the Clan Castle. Other than that, notice that we have gotten rid of quite a big section of the base. What we did with the King is created the funnel for our Queen by sending him in that direction. Then what we did is we used two balloons here to carve out this area for the Queen, and the Queen was basically forced to move right in for the multi-inferno. Now what this is giving us is we can now send in the Stone Slammer, and our Lavaloon is going to kind of work in a counterclockwise manner, which is exactly why we're sending in the Lavaloon towards the Town Hall. There are two air defenses right by it, so we can actually send in our Lavaloon portion in this way. So what you're going to see is the number of balloons being dropped. So I will actually slow it down for you guys to hopefully give you guys an understanding. So I'm going to pause it here, and you guys on screen will see the exact number of balloons that you need for each and every defense in the game. This is going to help you one-shot them, but I would only use this chart for the deployment of the balloons, not for everything else, just for the beginning part of your Lalo. That way, what you're going to be able to do is just deploy loons correctly and actually get your balloons to bunch up, because that's exactly what you want to do in a Lavaloon attack. So you'll see right here is that we have about 4 on one side, or 4 on both of them. And you may have already noticed that the mortar here only takes 2 balloons to take down, but there is a cannon and a wizard tower that can definitely be next. So we do want to make sure that these are moving into the town hall when we send in the lava hound. Then we have 4 going in for the wizard tower because that's enough to take him down. Now, you just want to be very careful about any air targeting traps, which is definitely something that you also need to worry about. So you'll see that we're dropping in about 3 to 4 balloons for each of these defensive buildings. We have 3 over here. We're going to have about maybe 4 over on this side. We've got 4 going in here, 4 going in here. We've got 4 here. So you see exactly kind of what's going through. We want to make sure that they're starting to bunch up towards the town hall, which is the main thing. So we're going to be using the hounds to tank for the balloons as they get closer to the town hall, like you'll see here. We're also going to use the Warren ability to protect the balloons and probably the dragon that's also in from that slammer in order to protect the balloons from going through the town hall, taking no damage from the Giga Bomb. Now with the haste spells, try to use them to get to defenses like this Multi-Inferno or to the wizard towers or other things. That is what you want to try and do. So stuff like multi-target infernos, wizard towers, air defenses, those are going to be your primary key points to haste into. In this case here, you may have also noticed the use of the freeze on top of the air defense and the multi-inferno. This is what I would call freeze value. So make sure that you're looking at key defensive buildings like this to kind of freeze up. Other than this though, this is going to give you guys a really good idea nonetheless of how you guys can do the Lavaloon attack strategy. So hopefully this makes it easier for you guys to understand the Zap Lalo for the most part. Hopefully what this is going to be able to do is get you guys into the understanding of the basics, but now let's go ahead and show you guys a couple more examples of how you guys can do Zap Lalo. So in this second example, we want to go over a couple things that you need to know when doing the Zap Lalo in terms of looking for the right base. This base design is different than the other one. For instance, we want to take a look at the clan castle, the Eagle artillery, and the queen. So we want to make sure that we're looking at these. Notice how they are a little bit more in a line, so they're a little bit more further apart. We want to prioritize these two for the most part still. The main reason why is the clan castle is already in the path for our Lavaloon, so we don't need to worry about it at all. Now the town hall is another big thing that we want to make sure that we're looking at. There's no air defenses right by it, so how are we going to take care of it? Well, we're going to use a Sui Hero for it. But instead of using super wall breakers, the queen can actually reach it over the wall. So we can take it down without using any super wall breakers. So that already gets us some really solid value here and creates some pathing that was already kind of established here from these air defenses with our Lavaloon. So we can definitely take advantage of that lower end part. Now you want to also make sure that you might as well zap away the sweepers too. This is something that you saw in the first example. I didn't really explain too much, but sweepers are really, really good to get rid of, especially when doing the Zap Lalo, because you want to make sure that you're giving yourself some leeway when you're actually doing the Lavaloon portion. That way you don't need to worry about basically the sweepers blowing back your balloons or blowing back your lava hound. So you want to make sure that you are easily allowing yourself to kind of push through with the Lavaloon portion. So as you can see, we're going to be using the Sui Hero, using the king on one side and then the queen on the other. She's going to work her way to go over for the town hall while the king is going to continue to move his way up. So that's exactly what he's going to be doing with this. But for the most part, it's still fairly basic. You're using the ice golem to tank for the queen. You're going to get some good freeze value there to help support the king in the back end. But then you'll see that we're going to be able to deal with the clan, or with the Eagle, with the town hall, I'm sorry, and get rid of that Giga Bomb. Now what we can do is send in our Lavaloon, and our pathing kind of looks like this into the base. Very simple, right? So when we do our Lavaloon portion here, we're going to drop in 4 balloons, 3 to 4 to even 5 balloons as they kind of move in and start to bunch up. We do want to use the haste spells like you see here to get to the air defense and to the multi-inferno. And then we're also going to use our warn ability to protect these balloons as they start to move into the Eagle artillery compartment, as they start to drive through, because they are taking a lot of heavy fire. Now, as we're still moving through, we want to use the haste spells to get to those key defenses. The Eagle artillery, the wizard towers, air defenses, multi-inferno, stuff like that. Notice the use of the freeze there, getting rid or making sure that the air defense, wizard tower, and the inferno were all frozen up, which is always going to be really good for your attack. And for the most part, that's really it. That's all you really need to sort of figure out. It's, of course, going to come down to spell placement, and if you really want to get a lot more technical with that, it's definitely something that is going to take some time. So make sure that you're really looking at these examples, seeing how the attackers really do their spell deployment, and definitely that's going to help you become a better attacker. But let's go ahead and take a look at one last example to help you guys improve with Zap Lalo at Town Hall 12. Now, in this final example, we're going to give you guys an idea of using the Sui Hero for the Town Hall instead of going ahead and using the Lavaloon for it. You did see the use of the Queen to get rid of the Town Hall, but in this case, we're going to be using a Sui Hero that's directed towards the Town Hall, surrounded by some defenses as well. So this is something that is also very important, something very important to keep in mind. And you'll see throughout this entire video, you've seen pathing, good pathing. That's how you create it. It's usually using the lightning spells to get some good pathing for the Sui Hero, and your Sui Hero is going to clear the rest of that path in order for your Lavaloon to go in a set direction that you want them to go. So that's exactly what you want to do. Now, if you're flying in away from the Town Hall, if you want the Town Hall to be your last remaining building up in terms of defensive buildings, bring the blimp and use either a Yeti bomb or maybe use some sneaky goblins in there in order to take down the Town Hall with ease. And that way you're going to be able to kind of get through the base for the most part with the Lavaloon. So you don't need to worry about the Town Hall, but you do want to pop the warn ability over the blimp to get it straight over to that Town Hall. So in this example, I want you guys to really take a look at what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using the lightning spells over the clan castle and getting rid of the air defense. Notice that we're not getting rid of the Queen. So in this case here, you're not really going for the Queen. You could, but the Queen is a little too far for us to use the lightning spells there. So we want to make sure that we're able to get rid of the air defense, which is really nice because that's already right by the clan castle. So that's already step 1 done, getting rid of an air defense. And we want to also try to get as much value, because for the air defenses here, we want the air defenses to be in a straight line. That way it makes it very easy for our pathing for our Lavaloon. So by getting rid of the Town Hall here and getting rid of the air defense, we're already going to net ourselves a lot of good value, which is the reason why we're sending in some Hog Riders to take down this air defense, because the Queen isn't going to path over to it. Other than this, though, this gives you guys a really good idea now of the value that you can get with a Sui Hero. Now that you've gotten the value, take a look at how the Lavaloon or the Hounds are going to path. They're going to path basically straight down. Our pathing here at this point kind of looks like this. So definitely very, very good pathing for our Lavaloon portion. I know I'm saying pathing a lot, but that's the most important thing. Like I mentioned, it is absolutely extremely important. Now, you'll see from here is that we're dropping in a couple of these balloons, seeing if there are any seeking air mines there, because it's going to determine on where our stone slammer is going to go, which is the reason why we're going to be using the balloons there, just to see if there are any seeking air mines or where the slammer will be going. And that's usually why people use the balloons before the slammer. So you'll see as we're kind of moving through, we do find a tornado trap, but notice how we're not using all of our balloons just yet. And the pathing has been very good. We're going to use the warn ability because we're going through a lot of heavy fire, including the multi-inferno and the air defense and also the Eagle artillery. So we want to make sure that we're protecting it. Notice they use the freeze on top of the multi-inferno in order to protect our balloons and our slammer in going through that multi-inferno. and you'll see that we're easily allowing ourselves to get a ton of value from just pushing our way into the base. And after that, realistically, for the most part, if you still have your slammer up towards the end of the attack, you will be completely fine, because for the most part, you'll have enough max balloons to get through the rest of the base. So hopefully this helps you guys understand the Zap Lalo. You got to see attackers that are really good with Lavaloon attack really nicely with it and got a lot of value from their pathing. And that's exactly what I want you guys to really understand. So for the most part though, hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you guys learned something from this, let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about the video? Was it helpful? Was it not? What do you guys like Zap Lalo? Have you had success with it in the past? Definitely let me know in the comments below. Remember, guys, to also go ahead and subscribe, ring the notification bell for more of my educational Clash of Clans content, and also don't forget to go ahead and follow me on the social, follow me over on Twitch, and also remember to use code CorruptYT in the Clash Champs shop to save 10% off your purchase in, of course, the Clash Champs shop. And also, guys, don't forget to go ahead and join my community Discord server. You guys can hang out with like-minded people and even get some bases for Channel 11, 12, or 13. The link to that is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.